Sports.
Thanks, Bossy. Well, we'll let you get down the hill and into the commentary position. In the interim, we'll ask Matt White how this men's race is going to go and who's going to win it.
Yeah, I think looking at the wind today, it's going to be a very, very aggressive race, and it is blowing a gale, so I expect the small group to splinter off the front. And as far as favourites, Baden Cook and Graham Brown will be the two big favourites. But then the young guns, Mark Redenshaw and Chris Sutton, I think can't go past those four. Women's Rochelle Gilmore is probably the fastest out of all the girls here, so it should be very hard to beat it on home soil as well.
Thanks, Matty. Well, they have sprinted down the hill, and I can just see them. They're in the commentary position right now. Andrew, over to you.
Thank you, Tim. And we are 7 laps away from crowning the Australian Criterium champion in the women's, and it's been a real race of cat and mouse so far.
High, they're trying to get into the slipstream, which is important to save as much energy as they possibly can so they can use it later on throughout the bike race.
Well, it's single file, the first half a dozen or so riders. And Katie, your brother Graham, that was a nice touch, obliging with an interview right at the start. I don't know whether that would happen in Europe, would it? He's in reasonably good spirits here at Cronulla, but seconds out from a start in a big race in Europe might be a little different story. Yeah,
I think it might have been a little bit of a different story if it was the start of a race overseas. However, I mean, he's quite happy today and he's looking forward to actually getting out there and sort of having a dig today. It's great conditions for him because he races in Belgium and Holland, so it's quite windy, and so he knows how to sit in the bunch and look after himself.
So if you don't mind me saying, he struck me previously as being a fairly intense character, Graham. Have I got him right or not?
Oh, well, you know, he is quite intense, but he is quite friendly as well once you get to know him.
So down the cyclists come again off that 250-metre run from the high point of the course, and it is Windsor just being passed by Troy Glennon, who this time gets his moment, and Bernie Sulzberger back in third position in the dark colours, and the Sulzberger name synonymous with cycling down in Tasmania, Gary.
Very famous family indeed from Tasmania. Compete at such a high level. They're all world class, of course. And he's put himself in the bike race. Arrived very late, probably around about 1 hour before the start of this competition. So he's done very well to throw the bike together and make the starting lineup. Indeed, sorry, go on.
That's a story in itself. Yes, the late arrival. I understand there were 5 riders out at the airport. There'd been some problem with transport from the airport to the cycling venue. Actually, some person came up to me and said, "Can you help them out?" I said, "Well, we can't drive over there and back," but we had to arrange for a handful of the cyclists to get here quick smart, and he was among them.
Yeah, now this is a little bit of a danger zone here. 4 riders just clipping off the front there, and Trent Wilson on the front there trying to stir things up. They go up that hard part of the circuit, the windy part. This is what happens. It'll stop-start. We're starting to see some moves on the left-hand side. Simon Guerin's there starting to move up. He senses danger. Now, what will happen if he made contact with those 4 riders, that would make things very easy for Mark Renshaw and Jeremy Hunt, his 2 teammates. They're looking fairly good at this stage. The gap just going out a little bit, but one would think it may come back together.
Yeah, breakaway of 4 riders, and that'll be 5 in a moment. And this is also doubling as the Under-23 National Criterium Championship within this race. We will update you on that if any of those competitors are up near the front, but across the line 3 laps down. And Lewis Truba and Troy Glennon are right there. A lot still to come, though, on Nine's Widewater Sports. We're cycling today from Cronulla.
It's Christmas time.
So make it a proper one and avoid a Barney.
With a gift from Home Hardware.
Like a Works Angle Grinder Pack, $189, and an Esky Mega Pack, $69.95. Proper Christmas gifts from Home Timber and Hardware.
The proper hardware store.
Ladies, want another Christmas surprise at Miller's? Everything is still 30% off. Extended until Sunday, December 21. Yes, we've taken 30% off everything. But hurry, must end December 21.
Are your bags packed, Santa?
Bags packed? Christmas is a long time away.
No, we're off to City Plaza to see all the good boys and girls.
Well, I'd best load up the sleigh.
Santa and Mrs. Claus are on their way from the North Pole to the City Plaza Tamworth. Come down and get a photo while they're here.
I've packed our favourite red suits, and here's a list of my own.
Christmas comes once a year, and at Sports Power, we're all stocked up with a great range of gift ideas.
Action 2-in-1 pool and hockey table, only $799. Nomad snorkel sets from $29.95. 20% off selected Adidas t-shirts. 12-foot action trampoline and enclosure package, only $4.99. And don't forget our home delivery service.
For a great Christmas, get into Sports Power.
Pearl at Valor presents a stunning collection of 44 exclusive coastal home sites, only 30 minutes south of Coffs Harbour. This is your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to create a perfect lifestyle or to secure that precious investment. Pearl is a rare find, and this unique offer may never be repeated. Inquire now by contacting 02 6568 8244. Pearl at Valor, the most desirable beachside address, now selling.
Sign up for team bowling this season and we guarantee you'll have a ball. Because when you join our Have a Ball League and bowl all season, we'll give you a brand new bowling ball to keep. Call now to book and you'll have a ball.
Make it a Merry Christmas with Retrovision store-wide sellout. Sellout prices on fridges just in time for Christmas. Family-size Westinghouse frost-free fridge at just $599. Have a merry money-saving Christmas at Retrovision. More than just the best price.
He's dressed to impress.
No biology.
And has all the right moves. Introducing.
Hey, I'm damaged too.
TV's hottest lady killer.
How about a hug for Howie?
Brand new Big Bang Theory tomorrow at 8 on NBN.
Monday on Today.
Wake up to more weather updates, more sport,
More news and current affairs.
And all the latest from the world of entertainment.
Get more for breakfast now from 5:30, Monday on Today.
The Cronulla International Grand Prix live on Nine's Widewater Sports, doubling as the National Criterium Championship. And during the break, Peter McDonald had a little charge out in front ahead of Stephen George and Dean Windsor, who's been up with the leading riders all the way along. And it is Windsor again taking over as he passes the start-finish line. So an early attack and a leading group of half a dozen riders at the moment, but that is constantly changing. And that is exactly what we expected. But if you're just joining the coverage, very blustery conditions here. Let's go trackside again. Tim Gilbert with a special guest.
Andrew, it's not every day you bump into an Olympic gold medalist, but here he is, Steve Waldridge, of course, a member of the pursuit team in Athens who took gold. Steve, you've been out of the sport a year. Looking at this race, do you miss it?
Oh, yeah, I miss it. Oh, I'd love to be out there, but, you know, on the flip side, instead of sucking on a water bottle out, doing it hard, I've had a couple of beers down the corporate tent. So, yeah, it's another side to the sport, but it's great to be still, you know, involved and down here watching all the boys race.
Living up in the lower Blue Mountains now and in real estate, quite a swing shift.
Yeah, probably not the place to be at the moment, but anyway, yeah, it's great up in the Blue Mountains and got a young family now, so it's all changed a bit, but it's, yeah, still very close to cycling and got a lot of mates here today racing, so it'll be a great finish, I think.
Okay, who's going to win?
Mark Renshaw, he's my pick. I roomed with him on the national team for about 7 years, so I'm a bit biased, but no, I honestly think he's a pick. He's Mark Cavendish's lead-out man next year for the Tour de France, so Team High Road have got a lot of faith in him as a sprinter, so I think, yeah, you'll see his qualities come out in about half an hour's time.
I think there's a cold libation waiting for you, so I won't keep you any longer. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Tim.
Steve Waldridge, Fossey.
Yeah, well done, Stephen. And he mentioned Mark Renshaw, and he is now very much in the mix with the leading pack here. We noticed, while Stephen was talking, Gary, Graham Brown, who is in the orange colours, the Rabobank team, he probably did more riding looking backwards than he did looking forward. He was certainly sizing up things on the northern end of the course.
It's like putting a jigsaw puzzle together. I mean, you've got to make sure that when you are in the move, you've got the right players there. The players, what I mean by that, the riders that will share the workload, work with you. Graham and Mark Renshaw are in that little small group that did clip off the front, and they decided to just sit up and take it steady, and they'll wait and play their cards a little bit later on.
Matt Wilson's now in second position, and a little quiet tip for today for Matt to do well. And he's got some fair successes over the last few years as well. 31 years of age now, Matt Wilson. But just to highlight that point about your brother, Katie, Graham went from, because a lot of the people watching at the moment don't watch a lot of cycling, in particular Criterium Championship, but Graham Brown was basically situated second or third. He was looking over his shoulder, looking forward, looking back. By the time he got down to the start-finish line, across the pack, he would have been 20th.
Yeah, it's all about being a very good tactician, and that is definitely what Graham is. He's exactly what Gary said. He's sizing up the riders that were in the break, and I mean, he'll end up making a move later on. If a break goes, then he'll definitely go across to that.
Well, last year it was Matt White winning, and we called that a fairy tale. Well, Graham Brown's pretty inspired to win, close to home today. And without taking anything away from the national title that's up for grabs, he did want to call it the Cronulla Grand Prix. It's his home race, and considering he spends so much time away from home during the year, I mean, how much time would he spend in Australia, Katie?
On average, probably 2 months, 3 months of the year.
So nice to have him home right now, and a win had just topped that right off. So lead pack this time is 6 riders going across the line, and it is Matt Wilson in front. As I mentioned, Matt Wilson, Dean Windsor's been up there all the way along. Any sort of attack that has come, Dean Windsor has been keen to be a part of that. And he's probably been no further back than 10th this entire race so far, Dean Windsor, if you could find someone who's consistently out towards the top of the pack.
Dean Windsor always puts himself in the bike race, and that is the big thing here with Criterium racing. It's making sure, you know, you've got to go with most of the moves. I just get a feeling this is going to split up over the next probably 5 or 6 laps. You can see the gap starting to open up at the back, and you'll see the likes of Graham Brown, Renshaw, Gerrans, Jeremy Hunt. Hilton Clark's one rider that we haven't mentioned so far from Victoria, of course. He wins a lot of big races in America, and he's very good at the finish. So he's probably been the smartest bike rider in there at the moment.
And I've got to mention too, I've got to stress the point, you're sitting here as a proud dad as well, and one of our commentary team today, Matt White, coaches Chris Sutton, your son, and he's up there as well, and could have a say in proceedings.
Yeah, look, Chris is in fairly good form. He only arrived late last night, which is no excuse, but he feels quietly confident. He'll, you know, probably finish in the top 5 or 6 today, or he'd be hoping to anyway, but still a long way to go. And this is what happens, more attacks, people stop, start. And you see the rider there just oozing up on the front, 2 or 3 going away. But as I said, the best scenario would be, as we say here, Jeremy Hunt going off the front now from the Credit Agricole team, and his 2 mates, Simon Gerrans and Mark Renshaw. They get a fairly easy ride. They can't chase their teammate down, of course, and that takes the pressure off them. It makes it much easier for them. It's left up to the other riders to bridge that gap.
Well, it is the Brit Jeremy Hunt going across the line here ahead of Bernie Sulzberger and also Peter McDonald. But you can see it's real cat and mouse here. The Cronulla Cycling International Grand Prix. Stay with us, more after the break, live on Channel 9.
Buying the right gift can be hard, but not when you got the right tool for the job. With a Mitre 10 gift card, it's job done. Now available in-store or online. Mighty helpful, Mitre 10.
As much as I love what I do, I never want to lose sight of what's really important. So when there's a chance for all of us to catch up, I don't need a headache bringing me down. That's why I keep Panadol Rapid handy. It's absorbed twice as fast as regular Panadol tablets. Because I'd rather spend time with friends than with a headache. Panadol, it's my choice.
Your local Travel Scene American Express agent wishes their valued clients a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year, and look forward to helping you in 2009. And remember, without a travel agent, you're on your own. 1398.
Times are so tough, we can't even afford the sound.
Celebrate life with Catholic education. Celebrate life and the good times with us. Celebrate Catholic education. Grab a hold of life. Love, respect, that's what you get. Dedication and education. Fun and friends that never ends. Let's celebrate. Celebrate life with Catholic.
For enrolment details, please contact your local Catholic school principal.
You're my number one furniture one.
We're proud to be part of your local community, bringing you a big range and competitive prices.
You're my number one. You're my number one furniture one.
You'll get the best service at Furniture One and Sleep Lab because the family that runs the store owns the store. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Santa, is that you? Wait, don't you want to open your gifts from the Sportsman's Warehouse? This York treadmill, $999, save $200. Achieve home gyms are $399, save $200. And junior cricket kits are $99.99. Plus, we've got ellipticals, tennis rackets, more cricket gear, and hundreds more great gift ideas for under $30. So have a great Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Sportsman's Warehouse, serious about sport.
Live on Channel 9's Wide World of Sports, the Cronulla International Grand Prix here, and the most significant move so far in the race. It is Bernie Salzberger in the dark colours right on the back wheel of Peter McDonald in the red, and they've just crossed the line there, and their gap now is around about 50 metres back to Troy Glennon and Jeff Straub, number 60 in the field. Now he's in the under-23 National Criterium Championship, yet he finds himself as one of the main breakaways here in the open event. So tactics on show here. We'll get Gary Sutton's reaction in just a moment, also Katie Brown, but Tim Gilbert's got another special guest, an Hawaiian Ironman champion, Tim.
Yeah, it is like the sporting red carpet down here for Cronulla. I'm joined by Craig Alexander, October 11, on the Hawaiian Ironman. Here you are a couple of months on, still getting over it?
Mate, I think I'll be dining out on it for a long time to come. Physically, I'm over it. I had 5 or 6 weeks off training and just easing myself back into it now. But, you know, it's something I'll always look back on fondly, that's for sure.
Enormously emotional time. You came second last year. Can I cast your mind back a couple of months and talk us through it?
Yeah, obviously, you know, I guess I'm a relative newcomer to long course triathlon Ironman racing. Last year I made my debut in Kona and finished second behind another Aussie, Chris McCormack, who captured his first title there. And you know, this year the goal was always to go back and try and improve on that, which fortunately for me I was able to do.
All you professional athletes are pretty close. Graham Brown's a mate of yours. Do you think you can win this?
Mate, he's a local boy. I'm sure he'll be spurred on by the crowd here, and he knows this course very well, and he was second last year, so I wouldn't back against him.
Now, coming up to Christmas, $110,000 US was your winner's check for the Hawaiian Ironman. Hasn't come yet, though, has it?
No, they're going to wire it to me. That check's in the mail, so to speak, so hopefully it will arrive shortly.
Hopefully the dollar might jump up a bit.
No, hopefully it'll stay where it is, thank you.
Exactly. Craig, have a great day.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me on.
Craig Alexander.
Do your maths, Tim. He wants the dollar to plummet there. If he's getting paid in American dollars, wants the Australian dollar to go down the toilet. But, anyway, good luck to Craig. It was an outstanding achievement. Absolutely in awe of what those triathletes do in the Ironman event in Hawaii. Now, Katie, Gary, talk us through the tactics of the likes of Bernie Salzberger and Peter McDonald. What were they thinking with this move?
Well, obviously, these guys are sort of Australian-based and like Oceania-based, so racing against pro athletes, you really want to go out there and have a dig and try and get away and see what you can do against these guys that do it full-time overseas.
Well, it's about 100 metres now. The break to Troy Glennon in third position, then another 50 metres back to Jeff Straub, and the rest of the field starting to pick up the pace. Matt Wilson and Dean Windsor, but the main pack well off our front two.
It's going to require a lot of sacrifices in the main group because these two riders away, they will go all day. They're both very strong and world-class indeed. Peter McDonald been very successful overseas, and Salzberger there looking very good, nice and relaxed, very strong, and they're sharing the workload as you need to do when you're in a break like this.
Surprised that it happened so far before the halfway mark of the race?
I am, but it's a great move. I mean, as I always say, I'd prefer to be in this position than be back in the main group because they will try to push each other right to the limit in the group. Nobody wanting to probably work too much and waste too much energy early, but they're going to have to make some sacrifices.
And what about for the two riders that sort of end up in no man's land, Troy Glennon and Jeff Straub, between the front two and the rest of the pack? That's tough work.
Yeah, yes, you have a choice to make there, whether you continue on. What I would do in that situation is just, you know, keep going along, but don't waste too much energy because the main group will catch you.
So it is our front two here. Salzberger and McDonald. And in the red, Peter McDonald. And now the second group. They are almost all of that main straight now behind, around about 200 metres. But the pack is getting a little larger in number, and Graham Brown has tacked on. I can notice he's come through. So let's count them. 4, 6, 9 riders in the second pack, among them Graham Brown, but the margin from the front two to that second pack is 200 metres.
Baden Cook was also in that group chasing the breakaway, along with Mark Renshaw as well. So the 3 best sprinters are in that group of 7 chasing Bernard Salzberger.
So easier work then for Troy Glennon. He's now part of that pack, makes it a little easier for him. Matt Wilson is there, Dean Windsor is there. Still got a feeling Windsor's going to have a say at the finish, but that remains to be seen. They are 12.5 laps in. They cover 40 kilometres. It is a 1.34 kilometre course. And still this front two. Now they have to work as a team.
Now, the chasing group that's split up a little bit, we'll see them very shortly, of course. There's still a big gap, a lot of work to be done. They will need to share the workload, because if you get a couple of them sitting on here, especially at the back of the field, then you'll find that the main group will catch up again. Now, this is the tough part of the circuit up the hill. Graham Brown on the front there trying to create something, trying to get things going. Dean Windsor there in second. Baden Cook, one of the favourites, the defending champion there, he's rolling through. These guys know that this is danger zone here. The gap's gone out a little bit too far. Mark Renshaw sitting back there in second last position. So they need to try and do a little bit here if they want to stay away, and there's still a lot of work. They're working well together, the two leaders.
Well, the chase pack just coming down off the hill. Peter McDonald out in front. Yes, he covers a lot of kilometres on the bike, but he does a lot of air travel as well across his achievements this year. He was racing in the Tour of Taiwan. He raced in Japan. He's a former winner of the Tour of the Murray here in Australia. He's also a former winner of the Tour of New Caledonia, which sounds quite exotic, riding the bike round, but I'm sure it was hard work. But that's in the resume of Peter McDonald in the bright red out in front at the moment. Front two in our Cronulla International Grand Prix, riding alongside of Bernie Salzberger. And Graham Brown is now taking out the chase pack.
Baden Cook is in no man's land at the moment, in between the breakaway and the chase pack, so he's trying to get across there by himself.
That's Baden Cook there on the screen. He's freewheeling, he knows it's going to come back. He's trying to create something. But these guys putting a lot of pressure on the big names. Hilton Clark, another rider that we haven't mentioned too much. He's been just tucking himself away there, staying out of the wind. You need to save as much energy as you possibly can, but you've also got to make sure you put yourself in the bike race when it starts to split like this. The conditions getting even worse down here at the moment.
They're now doing under 150 a lap, around the 1.34 kilometres, and perhaps the gap may have closed just a little as the chase pack gets serious, led out by Baden Cook. And down they come again, McDonald and Salzberger, doing all they can to maintain this gap. It was certainly unexpected. When they come down here, it is 16 laps to go, so we're approaching the halfway mark. And you're watching it live on Nine's Whitewater Sports. Cycling from Cronulla. Stay with us.
Are you tired of dry, calloused feet? Embarrassed by how your feet look and feel? Introducing the Ped Egg, the ultimate way to smooth, beautiful feet. The Ped Egg has over 130 precision stainless steel microfiles to gently smooth and remove the roughest, dry, callous skin. It works great on the toe, ball, side and heel of your foot. And the Ped Egg's unique design holds all the filings neatly inside until you're ready to empty it, so you can use it anywhere.
Why didn't somebody think of this before? It's great.
As this demonstration illustrates, the Ped Egg gently removes only a thin layer, leaving perfectly smooth skin behind. The Ped Egg is an instant solution to dry, calloused skin. It's great for mums, dads, daughters, grandmas, the whole family. It's ergonomically designed, fits perfectly in your hand, and is perfectly safe and painless. It won't even burst this balloon.
The Ped Egg gets my feet looking good and I feel great. Pedicures are expensive. With the Ped Egg, I save money and my feet look and feel great.
My feet were in really bad shape, so my wife gave me the Ped Egg, and it works great.
Stop Stop wasting time and money at nail salons. Stop being embarrassed by your feet. Call Global Shop Direct now and order the amazing pet egg that you can use over and over for just 3 easy payments of $19.95 plus delivery. It comes with 2 special buffers, perfect for giving a finishing touch to your skin. But wait, if you order today, we'll give you a second pet egg with 2 buffers absolutely free. But there's still more. Take your pedicure to the next level with the Ped Shaper that comes with 10 professional quality attachments, a $79 value, yours free just for ordering now. But we're still not done. We'll also include the nail shine to give your nails an incredible natural shine without any nail polish. Another $10 value free. That's a total value of over $168. But today it's just 3 easy payments of $19.95 plus delivery when you call Global Shop Direct and order now. And if you're not completely satisfied, send it back within 30 days for a full refund of the purchase price less delivery. Call the number on your screen now or go online.
Wow, where did you get those beautiful doors? Tamworth Building Supplies.
Hey, where did you get the door?
Tamworth Building Supplies.
For over 50 years, Hume Doors and Timber has supplied products with a renowned reputation for quality, affordability and functional design. 100% Australian owned, Hume Doors and Timber is the logical choice when it comes to selection, quality and value for money. See the selection from Tamworth and Armidale Building Supplies.
A trip to the beach ended in a fight for survival.
When she came here, she couldn't run.
Now, a whole new challenge. Can she make it to the Beijing Paralympics?
Sudden Impact, Tuesday at 8 on NBN.
Tuesday, you're invited.
You gotta be nuts. Exactly.
To beat the odds and join a gang of Hollywood's biggest names.
Take the banners?
Ocean's 11, Tuesday, 8:30 on NBN.
On Nine's Wide World of Sports, an intriguing race unfolding. This front pair, Bernie Salzberger in the dark colours and Peter McDonald in the red. They have really thrown down a challenge to the rest of the field. Their lead when they came past the start-finish line last time was around about 250 metres back to a pack that includes the likes of Baden Cook, Graham Brown, the Brit Jeremy Hunt. It is quite a race and a real battle of tactics, and we're joined right now by the man who won last year's race. He's come up to the commentary position, Matt White. Good to have you up here, Matt.
Yeah, good to be back up here. Been an exciting race so far.
Yeah, surprised by what's happened here?
Mate, these boys are certainly doing it the hard way. It's blowing a gale out there, and they've been out there for the majority of the race, and but there's a lot of work to be done, and it's not over yet. These guys are certainly they're certainly threatening to win the national title today.
Well, the chase pack behind them is a pack of 5, and as I say, Baden Cook's in there, the defending national Criterium champion, and Graham Brown's there, who's so desperate to win the race. But then it's about another 80 metres or so to the rest of the field.
Yeah, this is a very, very dangerous move at the moment because your 2 favourites are away, Graham Brown and Baden Cook, and the bunch does look very tight, and the impetus certainly has gone out of the bunch. So these 5 riders, if these guys continue the way they're going, I think the race could be over. These 5 should join the 2 up front.
Well, the chase 5, Gary, just confirming, Baden Cook, Graham Brown, Jeremy Hunt, then David Evans and Troy Glennon, who's been up around the front for most of the race. So he finds himself in illustrious company. Both David Evans and Troy Glennon find themselves riding alongside Graham Brown, Baden Cook and Jeremy Hunt.
Yeah, well, they're both very strong riders, and they will certainly do whatever they can to help there. Graham Brown just swinging over to the left there, and it looks like Troy Glennon's starting to move through. So he knows that if they can share the workload, they may stay away. But again, the 2 riders that have dominated virtually right from the start they've opened up a good gap, and they're sharing the workload as you need to in this situation.
They will come down to get 13 laps to go for our front 2, and this time it's McDonald in front of Salzberger. And you better explain further for the layman, Gary. Now, the tactics of the chase pack, they now work as an unofficial team, if you like, if they're to catch the front 2.
Yeah, you need to share the workload. If you don't, you've got no chance of getting onto the podium or finishing in the top 3. And we're seeing there Troy Glennon on the front there, just having a little bit of a glance over his shoulder. Jeremy Hunt going through there from Great Britain. Graham Brown back there in the orange. And my favourite, or one of the favourites there, Baden Cook, carrying the #1 saddle cloth, the defending champion. They've opened up a good gap on the main group of around about 150 metres as well. So still some big names back in this main group.
And in this situation, Matt, one of the great team riders, when you've got to chase back a 5, is anything said between the riders at all about, come on, because you get to see the front 2 leaders as we turn around on a Criterium course, you can see exactly where they are.
Yeah, what makes things very difficult for racing this time of year in Australia is that there's probably only 1 or 2 guys here who actually have a teammate. So usually when you're surrounded by 6 or 7 teammates, it can be very easy to get organised in chasing. But it's a lot of riders won out here, and it is a national championship today. So there's no love lost between the Australians racing at home on home soil. And yeah, it's only once a year national Criterium title, and everyone wants to be the winner today.
Well, having talked about any discussion between that chase back of 5, what about any conversation between our front 2, Gary?
They would probably communicate a little bit. They know that the less talk you do, the better. I suppose you try and save as much energy as you possibly can. But at the moment, they're sharing the workload, so they don't need to talk a lot.
No, they're both this common goal that they want to share the work and stay away, because if one guy starts doing less than the other, it's just not going to work at all.
Well, McDonald and Salzberger down they come off the hill again. It could be a close finish shortly. Last year we just saw the mad sprint for the final 250. Here's McDonald and Salzberger across the line with a dozen laps to go, and stand by for the chase pack to come into view. The margin is still around about 250 metres, although Graham Brown wants to make a move this time, coming down off the hill with Baden Cook. It's Cook leading Brown, and they've just broken away from the other 3 at the moment. They eye each other off, and they can see the front 2. They've passed, so Brown and Cook are taking up the challenge. They'll try and carry Hunt along with them, and Evans and Glennon. And the rest of the field now getting a little more strung out.
Yeah, I've seen a late move there by Chris Sutton, has made a mad dash out of the bunch to try to get across to these 5 guys, but he's going to have to do it very quickly, because as we talk now, it has splintered, and Graham Brown and Baden Cook have gone off the front of these 5. But Chris is putting in a great ride here, and he's got to get across this lap. It was a very, very hard work to chase that gap on your own in this wind.
Well, this is certainly a contrast to the last few years. We've got 2 in front, 2 then chasing, then 3, and as you say, Chris Sutton out on his own at the moment, looking to link up with the top 7. He's making a bold move to pick them up. Cook and Brown have decided enough's enough. They're out in pursuit of Salzberger and McDonald, but it's a fair gap they're going to have to wipe away.
One thing that it's quite hard to pick up on television today is actually how windy it is. The guys are basically coming to a standstill coming up from the wander from the beach there.
Well, man, it'll blow the hair off a hippie. That's how windy it is.
It is incredible today. And lucky these boys are very, very skilled riders. And the wind is coming from the southwest, and it is a very, very fast course today.
And when they get down to the straight, they hug that outside fence, try and get some sort of shelter. Still, McDonald and Salzberger. No change there to the front 2. Margin is just a little bit less, as Cook and Brown have picked up the tempo. They're coming off the rise as our front 2 go around the hairpin. And again, they will eye off 3rd and 4th. Exciting stuff here. We'll take a break on Nine's Wide World of Sports. 2 of the biggest names of Australian cycling chasing the front 2.
Bazaar Furniture Traders' end of lease closing down sale is ending soon. All stock is drastically reduced. Massive discounts on dining suites, bookcases, coffee tables, beds, indoor and outdoor exotic homewares and Christmas ideas. Don't miss out. Get in quick. Bazaar Furniture Traders.
Dessert thingies. Available in Chockberry Crunch and Apple Crumble for just $4.95 each. Delicious, no matter what you call them. Only at Eagle Boys, 13 14 33.
There's simply no mobile deal to beat TPG. TPG gives you unlimited standard calls and texts to any Australian mobile or landline, and no contract, all for only $59.99 a month. Yep, $59.99 a month. Visit tpg.com.au.
Wow, where did you get those beautiful doors? Tamworth Building Supplies.
Hey, where did you get the door?
Tamworth Building Supplies.
For over 50 years, Hume Doors and Timber has supplied products with a renowned reputation for quality, affordability and functional design. 100% Australian owned, Hume Doors and Timber is the logical choice when it comes to selection, quality and value for money. See the selection from Tamworth and Armidale Building Supplies.
Take off for an adventure you'll never forget. It's the ultimate getaway. Fleet Helicopters, mild or wild adventures. There's an experience just for you. Fleet Helicopters, scenic flights and all-out adventures Armidale. Why should everyone else have all the fun?
Tamworth Paint Centre has all the colours you need. Bridge and Denison Streets, West Tamworth. Tamworth Paint Centre.
With Select TV, you pay less for pay TV.
Enjoying it, are you?
Just $37.95 a month installed free in your home. Call 1300 735 328 for pay TV with less to pay.
Bazaar Furniture Traders' end-of-lease closing down sale is ending soon. All stock is drastically reduced. Massive discounts on dining suites, bookcases, coffee tables, beds, indoor and outdoor exotic homewares and Christmas ideas. Don't miss out. Get in quick. Bazaar Furniture Traders.
Smash the Kiwis.
Bowling straight through.
Now bring on the Proteas.
He's got him.
With 3 massive tests, it's going to be our toughest challenge of the summer.
Bang, 4 more.
Can Ricky's boys do the business?
That's brilliant.
Get ready for a cracker at the Wacker. Australia, South Africa in the first 3 mobile test. Wednesday, live on NBN.
On Nine's Widewater Sports, the Cronulla International Grand Prix. Race on, game on here. Salzburger and McDonald in front. We've had a great day already with the women's national criterium title won by Kirsty Brune. Also, they had the inline skaters in action today. And Daniel Thompson, who has been the state open road champion for the last 7 years, he won again here today. So the inline skaters did their stuff this morning over 3 laps of this 1.34 kilometre course. And we also had the 1,500 metre run. This was taken out by Jeremy Roth in a 3-way finish there on the outside with Mick Bromley and Matt Hammond. First of the ladies across the line was Bridie Delaney. But right now the focus is on the men and the National Criterium Championship, the Cronulla Cycling Grand Prix. And Cook and Brown have done their work chasing these 2 leaders, McDonald and Salzburger. And right at the moment, Cook and Brown about to be joined by a pack again, the chase pack behind the front 2.
These next couple of laps are crucial that this group of 10 or 15 riders gets organised because they've still got a very, very good gap, Bernie Salzburger and Peter McDonald, and they've been sharing their work very well. And the next 2 laps are crucial, Gary, don't you think?
I think it's going to be a hard gap to bridge this one. I just get a feeling they're just getting quicker and quicker. They're communicating well out in front as you need to do that. And as you mentioned, I think the main group, they really need to make sacrifices and say, right, let's call a spade, let's share the workload. Or at the moment, we're not going to be on the podium. And we see gaps everywhere, attacks all over the place. They're starting to split up this group. Graham Brown and Baden Cook got caught out a little bit there. They need to recover a little bit and then try to get the group working again.
The hard part for this chase group here is you do have all the best sprinters in Australia in this group. Now, they all do watch each other a little bit, and they don't want to give anything away. And whereas these 2 guys, Pete McDonald and Bernie Salzburger, they're not sprinters. They probably would fare each other both in the sprint, and they can commit to staying away for the rest of the day.
Well, boys, the lead is now bigger than it has been at any point between the front 2 and the chase pack. McDonald and Salzburger have now opened up a margin of over 300 metres. The front 2, and it is a big chase pack now once Brown and Cook were picked up. And as Matt said, some of the biggest names in sprinting are a part of that pack. Chasing at the moment. His son Gary Chris is among them. But it's awfully big. You got any advice as he rides past our commentary position?
Yeah, he looks like he's bending the elbows a little bit, which is always a bit of an indication that he is starting to get a little bit tired. 8 laps to go next time through, but this is where they need Matt Wilson there, trying to get things moving. Big Troy Glennon, of course, he's been doing an enormous amount of work throughout the bike race as well. Well, I think these two riders will stay away. They've opened up, they keep pulling back a few seconds each lap. I just think that they've worked very well. They actually deserve to win.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a gutsy ride, and they've certainly thrown it to the cream of Australia's professional cycling here today.
Well, and here's to highlight their performance. Mark Renshaw, who, Gary, you thought would be a leading contender today, but he's almost a lap down. He's almost a lap down on our front two.
And that's what happens in situations when you're in a team situation. If you get one of your teammates in the break or the second group, you're in a situation where you can't do anything, and that's Mark Renshaw. Renshaw is in that situation, so he'd be feeling fairly disappointed sitting back there with very good legs and can't do anything with it.
Yeah, having Jeremy Hunt in the break, he's committed to Jeremy, and it wouldn't be fair if he did chase that break now. So he's doing the right thing by his teammate.
All right, so I've got a situation which has been the same situation for the last 20 minutes now with Salzberger and McDonald. And now they will look at the chase pack. They will cross in the main straight. Watch this. They'll go past them. So maybe the margin now is back to around the 200-metre mark. And leading out the chase right now is Matt Wilson. He's doing the hard work. Taking out Baden Cook, Graham Brown. It's a chase pack right now of around about 14 riders.
I think this group is, but it is too big to go to the line, this 14 riders. If this group of 14's got any chance of getting across to the leading two, it's going to have to splinter. And a group of 4 or 5 out of this group committed could get across still. But 14 riders, and not everyone's rolling through, sharing the work, they're not going to get across at this rate.
I think Matt Wilson was a little unhappy about that. There's not a whole lot of team riding going on in the chase pack. If they're to have any chance of cutting back the lead of Salzberger and McDonald, there's going to have to be a bit of teamwork going on.
Well, my prediction is it won't come back, and if it does come back, it's, as you said, Matt, it's going to take an enormous amount of commitment from the main group, which I can't see happening because there's too many big players in there, and they don't want to make sacrifices. Where these two riders are sharing the workload, and as I mentioned, they deserve to win. Peter McDonald there always puts himself in the bike race. Doesn't matter where he goes or races throughout Australia or Europe. And Salzberger there, of course, one of the great up-and-coming champions coming through, goes through this time. They get 6 laps to go.
Yeah, they both are renowned as gutsy riders, and it's a good thing for Australian cycling as well that these two guys who are local guys really giving it to the professionals today.
Well, it's 30-year-old McDonald and 24-year-old Salzberger out in front, and you'll have the finish to the race. Other side of this break, live cycling from Cronulla on Nine's Wide Water Sports.
It's your team, Bill.
Certainly is, Roy.
Well, let's get a game on then.
Yeah, come on, Bill. 4 versus 6.
Yeah, fair enough. You two play on their side.
Ford Backyard Series Cricket. The challenge is on.
Come on, guys. Quick game's a good game.
Reward yourself at Dimmock's Armidale Bookstore. There's a great range of books, DVDs, videos and CDs at the ABC Centre. And don't forget the selection of SBS products. They make special gifts for family and friends. Ask the friendly Dimmock staff for their personal recommendation. Or if you're looking for that hard-to-find book, they'll locate and order it for you. Dimmock's has a database of thousands of titles worldwide. You can't afford to shop anywhere else. Dimmock's Armidale. Open 7 days a week and where customer service is a pleasure.
Rods and reels especially for you at Northwest Fishing Tackle Cable Avenue. They also have all the gear for the weekend kayaking and canoeing trip. So before you hit your favourite fishing spot, see Northwest Fishing Tackle because they've got the lot.
Take off for an adventure you'll never forget. It's the ultimate getaway. Fleet Helicopters, mild or wild adventures. There's an experience just for you. Fleet Helicopters, scenic flights and all-out adventures Armidale. Why should everyone else have all the fun?
Make it a Merry Christmas with Retrovision store-wide sellout. Sellout prices on the latest MP3 players. 4GB laser MP3 with FM tuner for just $39 each. Have a merry money-saving Christmas at Retrovision. More than just the best price.
Santa, is that you? Wait, don't you want to open your gifts from the Sportsman's Warehouse? This York treadmill, $999, save $200. Achieve home gyms are $399, save $200. And junior cricket kits are $99.99. Plus, we've got ellipticals, tennis rackets, more cricket gear, and hundreds more great gift ideas for under $30. So have a great Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Sportsman's Warehouse, serious about sport.
With Select TV, free installation is just the beginning.
Better watch out.
You also pay less for premium movies, wildlife, adventure, news, family entertainment, stars and more. Only $37.95 a month installed free.
Come on!
Top up your TV. Call 1300 735 328 or click selecttv.com for pay TV with less to pay.
You've been rapping.
On Nine's Wide World of Sports, the Cronulla International Grand Prix. You're with us right through to the finish now, and doing the maths during the break, I don't think they can catch Salzburger and McDonald. Their lead was 37 seconds. Down the two to front, Jeff Dogs coming onto the track. We've got a garbage bin out there. Don't mind that we've got the National Criterium Championships. If there's litter to be picked up at John McKinn Park, he is not going to be stopped by anything, that bloke. But doing the maths, Gary, and Katie Brown has rejoined us. The lead was 37 seconds. Now, they're taking around about 3 seconds a lap, but they've only got 5 to go. Oh, they've got 4 to go now. They're going to run out of time. Baden Cook, Graham Brown and co.
Yeah, what could happen, and does happen in certainly big races like this, is that the two at the front start to save as much energy as possible, and then the speed drops off, and then they do get caught. I can't see it happening. Baden Cook trying to stir things up as well now. Matt Wilson there. The gap's starting to open up, but I think these two will stay away.
Cook, Wilson, Clark, they're all there chasing, and the race is on in earnest. They are really putting on the big guns now in this breeze. Up the hill for our front two, McDonald and Salzburger. This is the tough part of the course, the top end of the course, the northern end here, coming back from Allura Beach, and the wind hits them there, the sou'wester, which has really gusted up at times today, and you can see how tough it is. I mean, it's really been at its strongest. They've almost come to a standstill. Then you go into this little dip, and then you've got the big dipper of 250 metres down to the finish line. And when they get to the finish line next time round, it will be 3 laps to go. Katie, you've sat back the last 10 minutes watching these two. It's an outstanding performance.
Absolutely, these two guys are really going fantastically. The only unfortunate thing is that these two guys might be hurting a little bit, and they just need to keep the pace going just to hold off that bunch. But unfortunately, I think that the chase bunch has left it too long.
Well, Katie, looking at these pictures, looking at Salzburger and McDonald, as you see the chase pack, but for Salzburger and McDonald, can you split the two at the moment, just looking at them to see how they are faring?
Well, I think these two are pretty much on par with each other. They sprint the same, so I'll put my money on Bernard Salzburger.
Bernie Salzburger, and leading the chase pack at the moment is Matt Wilson and Jeremy Hunt. In distance, it's around about 200 metres. Again, another couple of seconds has taken off the lead, but as I say, at that rate, they're just not going to do it.
Salzburger and McDonald have almost lapped the field, so I mean, these two are travelling fantastically.
Yeah, they'll stay away, and Peter McDonald and Salzburger there, they have not eased up at all. They do deserve to win or finish first and second here. McDonald looking the better of the two at this stage, but
so difference of opinion here. Difference of opinion. Katie is going for Salzburger. You're prepared to back McDonald?
Yeah, I'll go for McDonald, but I know Salzburger's very good at the finish as well. They're both, it'll be close, and it's whoever's the fittest at this time of the year, I suppose. But the good thing is they're both committed. They've shared the work. They haven't taken any shortcuts here, and they're still not easing up, and they will stay away right to the finish. They may ease up about the last 400 or 500 metres, but that'll be about the end of it.
Sutto, the McDonald might have his poker face on though. Salzburger's wearing his hurt on his face.
Okay, well down they come to get the board telling them 2 laps to go. It is McDonald in the red. In the dark colours is Salzburger. And McDonald is the veteran of the two, 30 years of age. 2 laps to go. And there is no possible way that the likes of Brown and Wilson and Cook are going to catch the front two. And I've got to say, that was picked early by Gary Sutton. His prediction that they weren't going to capture these two. They're getting closer, but they're going to run out of time. Salzburger leads McDonald. Now the margin is around about 150 metres. Chris Sutton is trying hard. Wilson, Clark, Brown, I think his goal of winning at Cronulla, it's not going to eventuate today.
Hilton Clark's looking really good sitting on Chris Sutton's wheel as well, so he looks like he'll be in fine form to come in for the sprint for third.
Sutton is third, Clark is fourth. They've broken away from the pack. They're the only hopes of causing or creating some sort of miracle here and catching the front two. McDonald leads Salzburger, and that has been the way it has unfolded since about a third of the way through the race. These two have done all the hard work. Across the top they come for the second last time. Not as gusty this time through. Salzburger, yes, if you just went on body language, perhaps a little more strain in the face. McDonald now just at his rear. And they will come down the hill for the second last time. And across the top of the track go Sutton and Clark. So they're as close as anyone has been for quite some time. But there is only 1 lap to go. Out comes the bill for McDonald and Salzburger. McDonald leads Salzburger. And only just hitting the downhill run is Sutton and Clark.
Salzburger will sit on McDonald's wheel now. I'm predicting most of the way around. He won't come in front, so then he'll get a nice run off the wheel.
Well, McDonald's had a couple of wins in the Australian Cycling Grand Prix Criterium. Gary Sutton, our expert, former world champion, says McDonald. Katie Brown, road cycling champion, says Salzburger. I'll just sit on the fence and enjoy the finish as you will at home. What an effort in these conditions. And still they're side by side. The sprint now will come in the final 250 metres. Don't expect any breakaway on the uphill run out the back of Wanda Surf Club. But once they get across the top, it is dead set. Foot down and go for it. Sutton and Clark will fight out third and fourth. McDonald is in front as they get to the top of the course right now. Salzburger behind him. So the 30-year-old has hit the front. The 30-year-old McDonald in front of Salzburger. Now a little bit of cat and mouse. Look at this. At the top. After all this, after 30 laps, it's going to boil down to a sprint over the final 250 metres.
Salzburger looking the better at the moment. He's in control there. He can give a little bit of distance. But McDonald, he's been there. He gets quicker and quicker. I wouldn't be stalling too much if I was Peter McDonald.
Get ready for it. Down the hill they come. McDonald in front of Salzburger. It's almost a smile on the face of Salzburger. He's ready to make his move. He goes to the right-hand side of the track. McDonald chases. McDonald chases hard, but Salzburger is going to get there. Salzburger wins ahead of McDonald. The two riders have worked so hard. A great name in cycling out of Tasmania, but it's a weekend at Bernie's today because Bernie Salzburger, 24 years of age, has won the National Criterium title, which doubles as the Cronulla International Grand Prix. And coming down for third position, it is Chris Sutton. Well done, Gary, to your son. He has claimed third position.
Yeah, he'd be very happy with that. He just jumped away towards the later stages there, but no doubt about the winner there, Salzburger. A great ride for him, of course, and he deserved a win away from most of the bike race. And Peter McDonald, he wouldn't be too disappointing. He's on the podium from the Drapac Porsche team. They're doing very well, of course, the Drapac Porsche team throughout the year. Good way to finish the year off as well. And Peter McDonald, always a good, honest bike rider.
So Kirsty Bruin won the women's national criterium title here at Cronulla. And winner of the men's, a thrilling finish, Bernie Salzberger. Let's go down to Tim Gilbert.
Our commentators have called it the weekend at Bernie's. Talk us through it, mate, from Tasmania to the Cronulla International Cycling Grand Prix on national television. What a win.
Yeah, I'm very happy, very happy. It was hard out there with Pete, and he was going very strong, and I just managed to get over in the end.
Well, talk us through the race, talk us through the win, tough conditions.
Yeah, very blustery out there. A lot of strong wind around the back straight, and yeah, it made it difficult, very difficult.
We saw that smile come on your face just before the sprint. You knew you had a bit of petrol there?
Yeah, I kicked, and I think kind of got Pete by surprise, and yeah, got it in the end.
So, Bernie, some people to thank?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Chris White, the Virgin Boys, Brett Rowland, Gary Ching, Hank Vogels, and yeah, thanks for giving me a ride.
Congratulations on a wonderful win. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Okay, Peter McDonald is over here. Now, Peter was with Bernie the whole time. Peter, I mean, heartbreaking in the end. You didn't get the win, but still on the podium.
Yeah, it's always going to be hard to beat Bernie in a kick. I'm not much of a sprinter. I tried to hit him on the hill at the back. It was really my only chance, but I had to go from first wheel, so it was always going to be really hard.
You could feel him breathing down your neck on that hill?
Yeah, I couldn't get enough of a gap. I got a little one, but not enough to take it home.
Well, congratulations on finishing second, mate. A wonderful race. Well done, Peter.
Thank you.
Peter McDonald and Matty White is with us, so I'll get Matty here. What do you think, Matt? A remarkable finish, probably not the two names that we expected.
Yeah, it certainly went down to the wire. I think a lot of the seasoned professionals who race in Europe watched each other a fair bit today, and they got close, but not close enough. But the two gutsiest riders, they deserved the win today, and it was good for Australian cycling.
What about when the smile came on Bernie's face? You could just tell that he knew that he had it in the legs.
Yeah, and it is, Bernie's racing in America next year, and Criterium racing is a very big circuit over there, so he gets to wear the Australian jersey every time he races next year in Criteriums in the States.
All right, so how do you sum up today very quickly? A fairy tale win in the women's and in the men's.
Yeah, it was a very aggressive race by the men's, and you know, always it's hard without teammates. A lot of these guys who race in Europe all year, they came here one-off, and it backfired today, and it's very hard work to cover everyone.
Good on you, Matt. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Matty White there. A win for Queensland and Tasmania at the Cronulla International Grand Prix. We've had a wonderful day, some wonderful cycling. Until next time we see you at Channel 9's Wide World of Sports. Bye for now.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Summer is freedom, the open road, going where we want, no commitments, enjoying the view, the drive, and having fun. We love it.
WeLoveSummer.com.au. Visit us today.
What kind of fireman comes before the fire?
How do you catch a killer disguised as a savior? CSI, Monday on NBN. Tonight on NBN, Battlefronts, followed by 2.5 Men and The Big Bang Theory. Then National Lampoon's Christmas